If you're like me, you have aspirations of breaking par, or actually maybe even breaking 80. Well, today with us, we have a person that can help us with this dilemma that we're in. And we also have some technology and some resources that are going to blow your mind when you hear about them. So we have the co-owner of NeoGolf, PGA Golf Pro Professional, Allan Martel in the house.
Nice, thanks.
Welcome, Allan. Welcome.
I was gonna say I can help most people. There's some that are just no. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta try, right?
Yeah. You gotta try. But no, thanks for having me on. I think this is my second one. Huh? We did one a while back. So no, it's awesome. Co-owners on the podcast. I'm not just the only co-owner in the house.
That's right.
Our fine podcast host is also a co-owner too. So yeah.
Well, you're the star of the show when it comes to NeoGolf, and really your career and your network here on the coast is unreal. And it was a no-brainer to partner with you because you're the golf guy on the Gulf Coast, and it's cool now you have a platform that's like you build it upon your thing. You know what I mean?
There's nothing better than that, man. That's the coolest part. That's what I tell people. That's not what I don't think that's what I tell people. I tell people I love what I'm doing, but that's why I love what I'm doing, because I have a platform to create and do my own philosophies and teaching, my own philosophies in business, my own philosophies in community, my own philosophies and just networking in general. And so it's just given me a bigger opportunity and platform to realize my potential, self-potential more than anything. I think I was always a 9-to-5 jobber. I worked for companies, and I worked for I worked for nonprofit institutes. I worked for the hospitals. I worked, and I just went to work and collected a check, and I went home and did whatever the hell I want to. And so now, as an entrepreneur, all of those things are a lot different. But in my mind, it fits more my personality and the person that I want to be than it does just checking in and clocking in for somebody every day.
No doubt about that.
I was going to say, being on this side of it, would you go back to the 9-to-5?
No. I mean, no. Listen, I don't say no in a cocky aspect. I say it from, if I ever have the choice, no.
Right.
If it's, life changes and things happen, and who knows? There could be a chance one day that I had to go back and do something like that. But if I have the option between this or the other, I'm never going to pick the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this thing's been wildly successful.
Yes.
It's been crazy to see, I didn't think when we started that we'd be in 2 locations. How long have we?
Less than a year.
February basically is February is our year of our grand opening.
Right.
We were, the process of all this seems, a lot longer, but yeah, man, we're not even made it to a year yet. We got 2 locations. We have 53 members right now in D'Iberville and growing. It's cold outside. The weather isn't good. It drives golfers inside. And we're really just learning our business still.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That. We've had these conversations. It's more about learning what the business needs are, because we're not copying anybody.
Right.
This is the number one question I get, and I love it. It brings a smile to my face every time. They're like, "Oh, cool. How much did you pay for this franchise?" I'm like,
"We built it.
Hey, we built it. Yeah,
right.
It's our franchise.
That's
like
right.
that's not.
But that's the goal, is to have that look, and I've always been proud of that. Just hearing people think of Neo Life and what we built with that. And,
that makes me proud. For sure. Yeah.
And I think that's a part of our brand strategy from the beginning, and capitalizing on kind of what works. And in part, we also are building our own media company.
Yes. Just being able to show people, what we can come up with, and then how we can execute it, and then how that looks to the viewers and the engage. But again, back to it doesn't feel like we've been in it for. It feels like we've been in it for 2 or 3 years, but we've gotten a lot done over the course of 10, 11 months of work. So it's been awesome.
So if you're a 40, 50, 60-year-old golfer, right? And man, there's just something about it, right? And what would you say, or what would be your best piece of advice for them in terms of how to improve in the modern era and take advantage of the opportunities that NeoGolf affords.
I think, I mean, number one, and this is truly what I believe. I think too many people that want to get better at golf at that age, all they do is hit balls and go out and play golf.
Right.
They don't have a practice regimen. They don't have
a coach.
They don't have any athletic
routine.
They don't have any athletic training to it. And I'm talking about just from normal stretching for 20 minutes ahead of time. The amount of people that I've experienced over the last 15, 20 years in the golf business that walk out to a driving range and pull out a club and just start hitting as hard as they can. And with no awareness of their body mechanics and their movement. And I think that if you are a 40, 50, 60 golfer that was coming to me, I would say, hey man, we have to focus a good bit of your golf training on how you physically can be better. And
improving your body.
Stability,
your mind,
muscles. It's about coordination and balance and stability. And you can't do that if you don't train your body to be stable. You can swing a golf club hard and probably swing it 100, and whoever can swing at 110, 120 miles an hour, but being able to control that and be stable.
Would you say that's like more or less like your approach is focused on like addressing the mind and the brain and like kind of sensitivity? And
for sure. I'm definitely way more perspective. You know, what's your perspective and your approach to this in your head? And then I'm definitely, I'm just an advocate. It's an all-encompassing thing. You know, if you can come in here and practice your 7-iron every day, and then you're going to tell me you're bad at putting, if you don't, because you don't practice putting, and then you're going to tell me, and then you can say, hey, my driver's crooked and I'm not doing this right. Well, maybe if you stretched a little more and did a little bit more athletic stuff, it would improve those things without you trying. And I think once I get people to understand that it's all-encompassing, it's more than just golf swing mechanics, it's body mechanics.
And actually what makes your body feel better.
Yes.
That's the part of it that's so cool with me is getting to see the guys that were the guys that you worked with before you started NeoGolf, that you were coaching prior to this, and watching them actually get to utilize the full experience, right?
Yes.
Like with Mr. Gordon, for instance, and he'll be the greatest person to tell you. But it took the golf and then goals he had in that realm to actually finally get him to choose to put his body as a priority. And it didn't happen right away.
I've been teaching him for almost 4 years, three and a half years, and he just started focusing on his flexibility, body mechanics, and stuff like that. Probably the last 6-8 months.
Well, he just started physical therapy, and he's right next door getting to do that, and then come over and apply it and move in his hips, take some pressure off his back. Very common things that also are causing a lot of the pain struggles that a lot of those 40, 50, 60-year-old golfers are dealing with. And so that's another part of this is an opportunity, I think, for our community in general that is, I can't wait for more people to find out. And that's what I was saying, how it's been wildly successful and how quickly you're seeing people gravitate towards this thing. And people that just in general want to be a part of it.
Yeah, dude. Nobody's. And I'm not saying it, but nobody's doing it like we're doing it. Right. Nobody's training junior golfers like we're training junior golfers. Right. Nobody's getting them up here from 4:30 to 5:30 and doing physical fitness and jumping and training and doing all that stuff, and then going down to a top of the line indoor golf facility and training for an hour. Nobody's doing that. So I mean, once parents and everybody on the Gulf Coast and the Southeast realize what we stand for and what we're doing. I had a funny video. I'm going to post it later today.
It's a value thing.
It's a value.
We offer so much value that's unexpected.
It is. I had the kids in there yesterday. Stephanie was like, at the end of every session now, I make them do like 5 to 7 minutes of lay on your back and be completely quiet. I got 10 5-year-olds to 10-year-olds. How many 5-year-olds to 10-year-olds? And so we focus too. It's not about golf and fitness too. Like we sit there and have a meditation period after.
It's about them controlling their mind, their emotions.
Correct. Because if not, they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
And we have to learn those. They're skills. And golf's a great outlet, just like martial arts, obviously, to actually learning how to control your emotions and regulate your nervous system. And that, as adults, a lot of times we suck at it and suffer with it. And so that's the whole point here. Is like when we're talking about kind of our target market of people that are really into the club members, and that want the exclusive perks, and they want a lot of that. A lot of and you're thinking about it, it's really affordable. A lot of these guys think about $300, you get unlimited access to the full facility, but then you get access to the culture, the community, to you, to just so much more.
To Neo Life, to Brent, to everybody. And really that's really the coolest thing about our business is that we're not just a golf entertainment and indoor facility. Like, and I'm not really knocking the people that have those, but they just have their lane. It is, yeah, but they have their lane, and I don't feel like I'm in that lane. I'm in a lane of like, I want people that, you know, want to have a lot of fun playing golf first and foremost, but I also want people that take it somewhat seriously, that they want to improve and they want to get better. You take that aspect of it, and then we also combine it to where you can go to Ocean Springs and buy beer and food and drink and hang out with your friends. Yeah. And so we are all encompassing. I mean, you can't call us and say, hey, you know, from a golf perspective and an entertainment perspective, we can do it all. We can do what the entertainment places can do.
So birthday parties, events, pop-ups, you know.
And you can spend it, if you're an elite golfer, we have training programs for college golfers and for aspiring professional golfers. But I think that that's the real thing, that our specialty is that we're able to fully encompass the entire universe of golf,
the community,
fitness, and
age ranges, demographics. And that's the part that I think is the dopest part, because it's so energizing, you know. And I think moving in a track of where you're uncovering like hidden value, and then giving people experiences to stuff that is actually more important to our health, like relationships, social relationships, and having communities that are actually rich in culture and not just
pay to play here
or superficial. You know?
It's very. And I feel like we have started to develop that kind of culture. We have a group of people that are more, what we call it, regulars. We have our group of people that are like, hey, we just come once every couple of months because we like doing it in the rain or whatever. But we've started something special. I hope that it continues to progress in the same direction that it has so far. But I think that what we're doing right now is getting the word out still. We're still trying to get the word out to really what we're doing. And once people either attend the facility and see what we have, or they sign up for a program, it's easy. It's easy. They get it. They get it. Yep.
And there's, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What is the current perception that you think people have currently?
Yeah.
As far as like an outsider seeing it for the first time, you know, what do you think the image is?
All over it's hard to answer that, because like I said, I have people that come up and say, hey, where'd you get this franchise? So that leads me to believe that people look at it as a franchise, and that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing or a good thing. Then I have people that use it every day and regularly, and they're like, we just love the ability to come somewhere, rain or shine, and be able to play golf and hang out with other like-minded people. And then you got the genre of people that are like, man, like, I haven't seen any golf coach train my kid like this. Right. And I haven't seen anybody teach this way. Like, I pride myself on being different. And I was going to say this, Rob, I was thinking about this while we were talking. Like, I guess some of it came from my background of, you were talking about martial arts. So nerd story, I was a black belt in Taekwondo growing up. But I think that was such a form of discipline. He
was 50 pounds soaking wet.
You couldn't hit me. So. But like,
I was quick though.
Discipline and the discipline and the practice and the things that I had to do that at a young age that I wasn't aware of at that time. I think that helps me out a lot in teaching and what I do now. But
you were always the kid that played football when you were the smallest kid, and you got stroked, and you were like, even if it hurt, you didn't want nobody to see that. You would stand up just like you ain't gonna see me cry, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but that was just, all my friends were bigger and faster and stronger than me, but y'all were all still, in my eyes, we were just all equals, you know? And so I didn't want y'all to view me as
he was like, I'm hanging with y'all fools.
But I don't know where that came from, but I mean, I try to instill that in my students in golf, and like, hey, you're gonna have bad weeks, months, years of golf. You're gonna have bad rounds. You're gonna have bad tournaments, but it's more about how you bounce back and how you really are able to just navigate those kind of situations where you get beat up.
Did you ever think that it would be so appealing to the women in the 40 to 60 crowd.
Yeah.
The professionals and the groups that you're working with now.
Yes,
and
man.
like, it's funny because I feel like indoor golf in itself, talk about efficient and all that other stuff, but it opens the doors for women to play golf and not have to worry about all the bull crap, the elements that kind of is tough in their world. And then also kids, like you said, it's just easy to get kids in here and get you can get a more efficient 30-minute practice with a kid, which is about their attention span, in the way on that technology and how quickly we can get reps and the space and access and the way you have all the tools and the ability to practice putting and other things that people take for granted. It's just insane to me. Like, and then also people that are maybe in lower income classes that are in inner cities, and if you think about people that may not even have access can get here if they can't get to a golf course, and if you think about the affordability, and not only that, the types of programs we run are always about equal opportunity. So if we see a need to introduce people to golf, we're willing to always sponsor and to work with that community, you know. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that this is about getting golf in people's hands, and also how much quicker you get better because of that. Because like, men don't have a lot of time.
Neither do women that have kids. And just like we run the PGA Hope program out of NeoGolf and Sunkist, and that provides an opportunity for military veterans to get in, disabled, active, whatever, for free. The PGA of America pays and funds this program for us to have it. That's number one. Number two, the ladies, like you're talking about, 40 to 60 years old, they have kids. They're in times of their lives where they don't have a lot of extra time. My wife and our time's very limited too. But I think more on the women's front, as I've noticed.
But it's like an exercise class
feel more
too.
the comfortability of it, because you can come get a one-off lesson from me inside a facility that there's not 10 other guys on a driving range. If you come get a lesson,
give them mobility work, and you're warming their bodies up.
We get on the yoga balls, we get on the stretch sticks, we do all of that.
I think they enjoy that, because you could tell, like, some of them are getting better than others, but they're all getting better in their own way. But, you know, like how far you want to push somebody's swing. But it's like they enjoy the fact that they're getting their body warmed up, you're getting their heart rates up a little bit and doing stuff. They're getting swing the club, but it's more than that.
I think the masses, that's what they appreciate about NeoGolf as well. As I tell everybody in the first lesson too, like, hey, you're going to do 10 to 15 minutes of stretching every lesson, but you can almost turn that in. You can turn NeoGolf into your weekly workout and your true routine.
We're teaching you to have your own personal routine. And I don't think a lot of coaches value that approach as much, because it's less dependent upon them. And it's almost like a ego. It's an anti-ego way of dealing with it, because you're truly trying to empower them and teach them. Everything that we're talking about, I'm actually trying to help you develop a concise routine that becomes yours.
Not mine, yours.
And the way we teach it is almost to give them the space to kind of fit it to where they're finding it. It's internalized experience.
We're guiding the path, but they're finding it. But you're right; they have to understand. And one of the worst things I can do as a golf professional is take in a bunch of golf lessons and not voice those kind of things to those people in golf lessons. Because what's going to happen is they're going to come get a lesson to me. I just go through the motions with mechanics. I do a couple quick fixes. They go out there and they play with their buddies, and they play like crap, because we really didn't practice. We really didn't work hard on our body mechanics. We didn't do any balance. We didn't do any TPI, and we didn't do any mental preparation work to get there. They go out there with their buddies, and excuse my French, they play like shit for a week. What do their buddies think my skill level is at teaching them golf?
Right.
Not very good.
Right.
And so what I am very upfront with people about is this is a process. You have to buy in, and you will not get better if you don't practice outside of these lessons. So like when somebody comes back to me in 2 weeks and I'm like, sweet, so how's it been going? How you been hitting it? Like, oh, I didn't hit any since our last lesson. There's really, I don't say that, but I'm like, hey, if you really want to get to the next step in these lessons, you got to work in between, you know?
And that's where the range memberships are so important, because people getting lessons with you, it's like, if you don't have a range membership, because then it's like, you could literally get a 30-minute practice in 3 times a week without blinking.
And you don't even need me. You come
Right.
get a lesson from me once a month,
Right.
and then you practice every week, and then you come get a lesson the next
Right.
month. You know,
Right.
there are a lot of people that get lessons once a week from me, and that works fine.
And you're
but-
going to get better doing that.
Yes,
Like
yes.
100%. Even if it were that little, more than likely you probably book a full hour
Mm-hmm.
or more. But I think that's the whole point. It's like you got an hour lunch break each day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you can afford to skip
hour
a lunch
before
here.
work, 30 minutes. You know, I had some guys that, you know, some physicians that like to come
Yeah,
in
they do.
before work. Hey, I'm going to come in, I'm going to hit ball, I'm going to stretch first, I'm going to hit balls for 30 minutes, and then I go to work. That's their gym time. I mean,
Yeah.
you can essentially
And you
use
can tell
it
he
as a
feels
gym.
so good when he
Oh,
leaves.
dude, it's the best. And
He's
I wish
buzzing.
I did it more.
No,
honestly.
yeah, and that's honestly how I start most of my days.
Yep, yep.
And I like to do it in fact that it's early enough to where usually there's maybe 1 or 2 people at most in there, but normally I have even at least the back room, and then I'll turn the cameras on and I'll start with just like a 60-degree, and I'll use that to just get me woke up, and I'll just hit little 30-yard, 40-yard, 50-yard shots. Like literally, I'm just trying to
Your
not
body's
use a lot of
moving.
energy.
Yeah.
And then I don't even really scale up too much. Sometimes I might jump in there and jump on the yoga ball, or even get on the floor and do some work. And but then that's the whole point too. It's like I've learned even in trying to get better at golf, if my body's not feeling connected or balanced, or I got these tweaks and things going on, then it's like that's going to affect your game. Or
It is.
whatever.
It is. You do. Yeah. It's a great routine to get in there, and I think that's another barrier that we have of people understanding and realize that we offer that opportunity too. Back to Batchy's point about what people view. I think that there is a perception of it that Neo Golf is like, oh, I can't go there because that's where serious people practice.
Right.
And like,
No, we got very casual
Dude, we have
people,
you can
yeah.
play putt golf, you can do shuffle golf, you can do whatever. And so anybody that comes in the facility with that perspective leaves with a different perspective,
Sure.
because they're like, oh, this isn't just about professional
Sure.
golf, but it is too.
Yeah,
You know, and
exactly.
so that's what I want people to understand is we're one big golf community that we like to focus on everything from mental, physical, emotional, and just being friendships.
Yeah,
you know, main
and
friendships.
also there's people that are very introverted that really don't want to talk to or deal with anybody. I think the idea is that that's the point too. The full automation, you don't have to deal with even a front desk person. You can. It's all set up to let 24/7. You know, we have these young guys that I'm like, dude, this is exactly because we have guys that do it. We have a whole segment of people, and it's like, oh yeah, this makes total sense. You know, because like whenever I was in my 20s, I would do. Instead of me going out and getting in trouble, especially once I got into professional school and I come home, I didn't want to do that because I couldn't afford to, you know, do something stupid.
Yeah. Well, and we couldn't afford golf memberships when we were in college
true.
at a real golf course.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like we could afford me and you to come in here for $30 each and play for a while in public,
right.
or have a membership or whatever. And so
Yeah.
you're right, man. People just need to come see it. That's it. That's it. We sit here and we can talk about it, but it is a really cool facility that we've built, and I'm very proud of it for sure.
So what is your warm up? What's your 5-minute pre?
My 5-minute pre warm up. So I had a golf tournament. I guess that was 2 weekends ago. And then I played 2 days ago at Fallen Oak. Typically, if I have enough time and I have like a perfect warm up,
What's your 5-minute warm up?
I like to chip first. I chip first pretty much I like to go to the chipping green and I want to work on contact immediately. I don't care where I'm chipping it close to the hole. I just want to know that my body positions and my mechanics are working to where I have good crisp contact.
Flush.
And then I go to the driving range and I work up from short club to longest club. And I only hit about 4 clubs though. It's like 54-degree, 7-iron, 5-iron driver. After I do that, I go to the putting green, and the putting's the last that I do. And really putting, my strategy, my warm-up strategy, and I give this to all my students as well, is the only thing I'm trying to do when I'm warming up for a golf tournament is get distance feel and putt short putts. So I'll go to one side of the green and just hit putts that try to get close to the edge of the green, not trying to putt at a hole. How many putts can I get to the edge without
Speed
touching
control.
it? Speed
Speed
control.
control.
Go uphill, go downhill, go left, go right. And then after that, I go to just little 3-footers. Hey, how many 3-footers can I make and get in a rhythm with that? And then I head to the tee. I mean, I can make that 15 minutes, probably 20 minutes.
Right. That's good. And you've been a scratch golfer for a long time. And I don't think I think anybody that knows you knows, like, because that's played with you and you will whoop everybody. But
you said scratch golfer?
yeah,
What's that mean?
So in golf, golf's handicapped by the USGA handicapping system. It's called the GHIN, GHIN.
Okay.
And so you put in your scores after you play a round. And so a par on a golf course is 72.
Yeah.
So if every round you ever played in your life, you shot 75, you would be a 3 handicap. But it's your average too. So some you're going to shoot 85, some you're going to shoot 75. So your handicap is kind of like what you average on the golf course. Scratch means you're
Zero.
like at the 0.
Gotcha.
Now plus is even better. So professional golfers, you can add shots to it. If you play in a net tournament, you may have to add shots, you may have to take away shots. Scratch just is pretty much level.
Gotcha.
And in our world, PGA professionals, we don't really keep a handicap, honestly. Like amateur golfers keep a handicap. I mean, some golf pros keep a handicap, but most of the guys that I golf with and professionals, we don't really keep up with our handicap as much as we probably should.
Yeah. Well, you have a track. I look at my TrackMan handicap as a good indicator.
Yeah.
Which is I mean, it's not obviously the same.
Yeah, no. But it shows you, I think
It's
the
roughly-
TrackMan handicap is better for showing the GHIN handicap is it doesn't show as much fluctuation round to round if you don't have a lot of rounds put in. I mean, if you have a lot of rounds put in there, I feel like the TrackMan, if you have a couple bad rounds, it shows your score higher and lower. So you kind of see, hey, I'm trending in the right direction or in the other direction.
Talk about that advantage though, as far as like the fact that mapping your bag and doing like all this data that you get every time you play, and then also I think that's the thing that people take for granted is information is really like everybody that gets better at anything, they're just getting more information.
Yes.
Especially people that are getting better quicker than other people. And I think the cool part is that there's a lot of information. It can almost be overwhelming to where it's like, but I think you have ways of helping consolidate it. And I love the fact the lessons now can almost quickly tell me what's the one or two things that are pertinent to the thing that you're talking about. And the fact that y'all kind of tie that together and then chunk out these things in a way that are meaningful, because it's not even people that get lessons. Our members that just have regular memberships, you're constantly
Helping them out. Like,
hey, if they're
in
in there, and that's the cool part is like that's the stuff I think people, even that little 5 minute or that because a lot of times we'll watch people maybe for a while and just really by the time we say something, we've kind of narrowed it to the one thing that may help them, that'll move the needle.
Yeah. I think that's the golf pro, when you're at it, when you work at a country club or you work at a golf course regularly, you're walking the driving range or walking the putting green and you're kind of, you see your regular members like, oh, hey, Mr. Jones, you working on your chipping today or whatever. And that's the kind of mentality that I use in NeoGolf is, everybody is a member of NeoGolf. Everybody is a part of our community and culture. And I definitely give out plenty of unsolicited knowledge. Sometimes. Sometimes people are like, man, I didn't need that swing correction because I'm not very good right now. But that's just, most of the people they take it in jest and they
sure. And you'd be surprised how many people are sensitive to information that are kind of more serious golfers.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is like, if you're sensitive to information, it's almost like taking ownership of a trigger. It's like, it's actually your problem,
because it's not the other person's problem. You need the information.
You know what I'm saying? But it's also like, that's where it really does take people that are more empathetic and thoughtful and like coaches that are more, I guess, emotionally intelligent to help navigate those waters. And because the goal is to get people to the finish line and get them better. Yep. And so, dude, I've worked with so many clients and customers over the years. It's like really like I can navigate that and not take these things personal because like in a sense, like it's still a hang up in terms of, because it's our goal and there is
to get them to the finish line and improve and efficient. Yeah.
But it also is like, well, there's small things that are like expectations that you have to have when you're working with anybody, no matter who you hire, even if you hire anybody, is there has to just be a set of standards and expectations. And I think that's pretty easy to abide by whenever you know what you're investing your time and money into is actually moving the needle. Yeah. And that's the part about it why I said I think that's really when we say catching fire. I think that is probably, from my perspective looking in, is the thing that I think is moving it a lot, you know. And then as far as, I guess if you were to do, let's say an introduction on live television, and you were going to say maybe in kind of a short paragraph, how would you introduce NeoGolf to the world?
To the world?
Yeah, to
Like
the world.
ladies and gentlemen, and children of all age.
Look, there's 100, let's say, no, there's 250 NeoGolf franchises across the country, right? And this is you, like a presidential candidate, like telling the world in 15 seconds what NeoGolf is.
NeoGolf is a all-encompassing 24/7 golf facility that you can do everything from become a professional golfer to have fun with your friends. We're a community of golfers like-minded that enjoy technology, and we enjoy improving as expeditiously as we can, and I think
expeditiously.
Expeditiously.
God, every time I hear a good word, it just freezes me. I don't mean to butt in.
But yeah, just as, that's our goal. We want people to be better. We want people to achieve their goals, not necessarily just our goals, in an expeditious way, but we feel like NeoGolf provides the best avenue for that, entertainment, training, professional base. Yeah.
What would be the thing that, if you're talking from Batchy's perspective, Batchy, and I'm asking you, what would be the thing as a person that's pretty much, when's the last time you swung a golf club?
Oh, very long time. Very long time. Yeah, I Top Golf 2 years ago, probably, for a birthday party.
Yeah. How were you feeling?
It was embarrassing. I was scared to step up to the plate, man. And you have
a Titleist hat on, man. You can't say that.
I'm a poser.
Right.
It's been a while.
So as far as like that thing you said right there is really important to consider. Like a big part of like getting into anything is getting used to being like, oh, if I do this in front of people, am I going to feel like an idiot or whatever? And I think a lot of people they can have a few drinks at Topgolf or whatever, and then you'll see some some stuff. They got some nice viral content on some of that. But I think that's the cool part is like is guys in with those concerns. And the thing is, for me, I would much rather work that out in private. You know what I'm saying? And then sign up for like a scramble or something like that. Go play with some people or whatever. And then just like, dude, it's so much fun once you get into it from that perspective. I think a lot of people, even the poor perception of golf is always about like, oh, it's just to drink beer and hang out with your friends and escape your family and da-da-da.
Or it's snooty.
Snooty.
You know what I mean? Or it's on that end of the spectrum.
Yeah. And it's a very Caucasian sport. It traditionally, very Caucasian sport. Yep. You're seeing a total change in that. Yep. You're seeing real athletes, minorities. You're seeing different from every genre. I mean, I think even the PGA president now is a black man.
Yeah, they have expanded just from when I was growing up playing high school, college golf, like the level of it is. I mean, I don't even think I would have made the junior college team, and that's just the difference in golf. But golf is becoming more mainstream. Now golf has almost a following, the early stages of like travel baseball style stuff, like that's the kind of following that it has. But people are scared of golf. That's why we do those things like the Get Golf Ready Clinic.
Tell me about this too, because you have programs for golf, actual high school golf coaches to support their programs. What does that look like?
Yeah, and so we offer we have offerings to the local high schools in the area to have the ability to bring their team in here once a week, twice a week, and we develop programming between NeoFit and NeoGolf to where we train these high school golfers to get better.
Like pros.
We didn't have that, man. Coach Russell was coaching the football team at 12, and then he was at Dogwood at 3. And
to me, there's a lot of pressure on high school coaches in general because first off, they're underpaid. They're already doing another job. And so I feel like that's kind of the value I see there. It's like, man, and it's so affordable. Like you're looking at getting range time on TrackMan, which is what the pros use, is what NCAA golf uses. They're spending 10 to 20 hours a week. I don't think people realize that either. Those guys, the pros at the highest level and college golfers' highest level, they're spending more time indoors on TrackMan equipment, which there's no,
it's just more energy efficient for yourself. You can come in here and work out in the morning and then go play golf in the afternoon too, but you probably can't play 36 holes every day. You're going to be really, really tired.
And also, if you're looking at it, if you got like a group of 10 kids, they're getting like $10 an hour per kid, right?
Yep.
Versus, just the rate. If you think about the access and the affordability, it's a no-brainer.
No, it is. And that's what we built it for.
And if you were a high school golf coach, how would you get in contact with you?
I mean, you can reach out to me at, on our website, NeoGolf Club has all our contact information on it. You can reach out to me on my personal Facebook, Allan Martel, NeoGolf Club Facebook. Sure. But genuinely, Robby and I built this, but part of the reason why Robby and I built this as well is because these are things that we didn't have access to when we were younger, and that we have the ability to give to other people.
We want our kids to have access to
and we
those
want
things.
the community and the high schools in the local community to use it and utilize these things and understand that these aren't just businesses that we look at P&Ls and bottom lines, and 99% of our time is worked with this business is developing it and making it what it's supposed to be. And I think people, once they understand that that's what our goal is and that's what we're, trying to do is make this a community offering. The high schools, I promise you, we'd have some of the best high school golfers in the state and in the Southeast if we can get more regular participation.
And you're already seeing it happen. We have the top. I mean, we have the top high school talent I've seen in our facility. I see college golfers in there. I'd really like to see, because I don't know, are there any local pro golfers right now?
We don't have any local touring professionals, I would call, but we have some, we have PGA professionals that come and get lessons from me, and we have guys that work in here and we don't have
anybody on the tour.
Correct. Not yet, but we will.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is literally a means to produce PGA Tour level golfers. And I don't think people realize too, if you don't have a coach that's really invested in you, and I think the earlier the better, but if you don't have somebody, think of like Tiger and Butch Harmon, or look at all the great swing coaches out there, golf coaches. I think that's something that people need to realize really quickly, especially the pressure that it can put on a parent to be the coach or whatever that is.
And most try with golf. They think that they can, I can just teach them how to swing a golf club. Yeah.
But the fact that you're a coach at that level and you have the capacity to function at that level, but also you have literally at this point 6 TrackMan bays that you can access for your own, for the purposes, because those guys, obviously it's a VIP experience. I mean, they're getting a totally different thing. And I think that's the goal is to really, at least for me, I'd like to see you get utilized for what you're really good at and see some of these local people,
there's a tough, there's a little bit of a not stigma, but in the golf universe that I'm against this. I tell my students this. I'm like, go get lessons from other people. Like, you're learning. There's no reason. But what I find is there's certain coaches in the golf world, and I'm not even referring to anybody specifically, but I know
that's kind of
there's coaches in the world that they gatekeep. Hey, no, you're my student. You need to stick with me. I'm the only one that knows your swing. That is, I don't even encourage my own best students because the amount of knowledge that I've gained from hundreds of other people,
being open-minded
is priceless.
Right.
And if for kids, and I think that a lot of parents get wrapped up in, my kid's really decent at high school golf right now because he's going to this coach. I'm not going to go to the new kids on the block, or I'm not going to give not even referring to me, other people in the area that may be good golf coaches.
You could work with their coach.
Exactly. And that's what we do. We work with your coach. I'm a golf coach, but if you're telling me that you and your coach are working on this, I'm not going to do anything to screw
Not only that, it plugs them into high performance physical therapy and performance training.
Exactly.
That's specifically designed to address the golfer's needs.
And honestly, the other golf coaches in the area that don't have this technology should be, and from my perspective, pushing people towards utilizing that at some point. They can still take 5 lessons from so-and-so down the road, but we don't have TrackMan here, but this place over here, this is the next level of training.
Is built, and also it's building a team around them. And people that are truly looking to see our wins are actually through their wins. It's like really them being successful. like we didn't do this to just do this. Like we want to see people succeed and we want to see results from this work. And if we're not getting them, then we're going to freaking figure out how to do, you know, you know, because it's deeper than that. It's really our professional pursuits aligning, which is what I think is so dope about it.
Yep.
You know, and then getting to see kind of how you've really, I don't know, I guess the way that because part of it you figure out, and the other part it kind of shows you what it is.
Yeah, it does, man. I mean, and that's the hard part about business is not being anxious and giving yourself patience to let some of that figure out on its own. Yeah, I'm not a very patient person sometimes, though, to a fault. But yeah, I think that we both are on the same path with NeoGolf and what we view it as, and it's only getting better. It's gotten better every month that we've been in existence. We have more people that enjoy it, more people that are coming up to me saying, wow, I didn't know about it. The biggest one is when I tell people 24/7, I always get the, what do you mean 24/7?
Yeah, it's anytime fitness, baby.
It's, you just book a tee time, come whenever the heck you want. Right. and so I think once people realize that, it just, that's what we are. We're a little different from, like, say, the Beau Rivage Golf Suite. We're a little different from those style. That's more entertainment based. If it's a rainy day and you had a tee time and you can't play golf, you should come to NeoGolf. 400 golf courses that you can play on there, or you can, you know, train and practice as well.
So, Batch, back to you.
Okay.
All right. If you're thinking about it from like a producer standpoint, or I guess like a production standpoint, what tips, or even branding, or whatever your thing is, what would your advice be to Allan?
To us.
Yeah. I said, hey, you quickly shifted that. I saw what you did there.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd say keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because the path that this thing's on, it's got major momentum behind it. A lot of people that see the big vision and support it. And just like you're talking about how people perceive it and what we really stand for, I think that message is shown through in everything that we've done so far to this point. So I continue down the path.
Yeah, man, I
and keep pushing it for sure.
For sure. That's the goal, is to keep on keeping on. Yeah. I appreciate that advice, though. I think that the more I hear that, it's easier for us to keep down that path, because then
that sounded like a cop out. That was too nice.
No, but that's in all seriousness, though.
I know it was serious, but it was still too friendly. I want some real criticism. Yeah.
Us.
No, him.
I got you on that one, Rob. I wasn't letting you slide.
I mean, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, because I'm just I'm sitting here thinking.
If I was giving a criticism myself, honestly, I think I'm getting to the point where I can be more present daily, like, and not just present daily with customers, but just present daily throughout all the interactions. You know, I'm not tied up trying to build out Ocean Springs. And I think that just, it sounds so damn conceited to say it like this, but I just think that my presence and being a part of the daily things that go along at NeoGolf really go a long way to keep on the same path of what you're talking about. When I take myself out of it, when I have something else that I have to do, I feel like, so just me staying consistent with that, I think helps keep NeoGolf consistent. That's my criticism of myself, is just being the face and being here, and really just being that person that whenever somebody needs something for NeoGolf, I'm there to help them out with. That helps keep the brand going the direction that I think it needs to be in.
For sure. This is organic. Like you said, this business is becoming what it's becoming day by day. You know, it's a very fluid thing, and I think we're on the right path.
Yeah, man.
I think we're on the right path.
We just got to get you swinging in there.
Yeah, that's the next step. It's been on my mind, actually.
All right, take off the Titleist hat. No more Titleist hat till you hit a golf.
All right.
And also, so that's a part of the deal too, because we'll say we'll do this, because I think the way I want to run the NeoVerse.
We'll have our 8 a.m. Friday meetings where you got to hit some golf.
Well, the NeoVerse Performance Podcast too. I think, because I really haven't even introduced the podcast yet. Here we are, like an hour, about to finish. But anyway,
we said we were gonna do all the cool shit first.
That's right. That's right. That's less important. Nobody really cares about that. They can see it. It's on the thing over there. But I think the point is what was that?
You were talking about him playing
Oh
golf.
yeah. Is that we need to experience and understand kind of what this is going. And I want to see Batchy's path to getting better because I think that's the part that I think that's who we're talking to. That's who I'm talking to. Is like the guy that's really
to see what his appreciation is for getting better in his own way.
and it's kind of somebody that's really totally on the outside. Like he's done skateboarding, he's done pickleball, he's done all these things
Disc
and
golf.
disc golf and all his interests. But it's like, because think about it, if you get into golf and you have us next door, like it's just like it's another hobby that you could get into getting better at. That it is definitely going to appeal to you if these other things have.
Oh, for sure. If you're competitive in any aspect like that, But it is, I think, and we were.
But you
talking
can't
about
go
this
play
earlier.
disc golf or whatever, on lunch.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
You can, and I think golf is just more daunting to people because they're like, oh, it's so much into it. There's all these numbers man, just get a golf club and go hit balls into the screen and see where they go
for sure,
and learn how to hit it better.
How much do we spend on? Does Batchy spend on a club set if he's just getting started?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I'm a huge fan of buying used clothes for your first set. Honestly, like you should try to find a used set. There's Facebook Marketplace.
I've been using I'm still using a used set.
Yeah. But I mean, it is because if they're in good shape, a used set, and then once you get into it, nobody told me this back when I was younger because there wasn't a lot of club fitting going on. But you should get fit for your clubs. Everybody should get fit for their clubs, and even if you
where do they do that at?
150 Golf in Gulfport. Great job at doing fitting. We do fittings at NeoGolf, so I can tell you your shaft's too flexible, your loft and lies are off, I can do all that stuff. We at the current moment don't have all of the testing equipment. So you can't say, hey, I want to try a Ventus shaft, but I can give you your fitting advice.
Shout out Scott Jackson. Yes. We're not retail, but they are, and they're good. And Scott's been in business a long time. He'll take good care of you.
Scott, I refer a lot of my fittings to Scott and Nick Byrne over at 150 too. He's their professional fitter.
And you do more of you can do a rough fitting, even that can help the fitters get a little farther ahead, which is really cool. And also help, prescribe things in a way where you're seeing from a different perspective.
I've seen a lot of people get discouraged though, Batchy, with golf because they just show up to NeoGolf or to a golf course and like, I'm going to play with my friends' clubs, and they're way too long or they're way too short, and they play like crap, and they're like, but it wasn't their fault, bro. They didn't even have a chance. Could you imagine me playing with a club this, it doesn't. So get used clubs, but then bring them to a place like that, or bring them in here to NeoGolf, and we'll be like, hey, we need to cut them down a little bit.
And we can actually do that.
Things like that.
We can cut clubs down. We can re-grip clubs.
Correct.
We can. We're not making shaft alignment adjustments on the club. We're not bending clubs. That's kind of, we leave that to the pros. But as far as basic club maintenance and whatnot,
grips, your head flies off, we can put it back on there for you. We sell all grips, putter grips, iron grips, any size, shape you want, we can have here in like 3 or 4 days. And then we also, I do have people that ask me, hey, I have this shaft, I want to put it in. We do shaft adjustments, but again, we don't have a loft and line machine, and we just don't do the full blown fittings. But that's what I would suggest. Get you a used set of clubs, bring them to somebody like me or Scott at 150, figure out the length and stuff, and then start practicing. And then you have a chance with your clubs off the bat.
What would be like the average price for like a used set? Like
Scott and them sell at 150. They sell used sets there as well. And I mean, I think that you could find a decent used set of irons for under $200.
Really? Okay.
And then if you add a driver and woods, probably another $100-$200, and then probably a bag $100. You're probably looking all in. You could get in for $500. That's it. It is golf is an expensive sport. Brand new stuff. That same $500 bag, brand new, is going to cost you $2,500.
Right.
But that's why, because there is a lot of people that get into golf and then they may not like it, and then they spent $2,500. So my suggestion is always for kids.
Talk to Allan first.
Just
go talk to Allan first.
Yeah, that's easy. I talk a lot anyway, so just come talk to me.
Seriously, that's how I've always been with everything to do with golf. I'm just until I see, because you've just been the golf guy for me, at least, because I was
been around it so long, man.
Because like I said, I'm the 40-year-old former meathead,
aspiring golfer.
Aspiring golfer, and but also former video game addict.
Yep.
And a lot of things that for me, there's some itches that get scratched.
Yeah.
But most importantly, just the meditation part of it, because for me, like it's I've been exploring like mindfulness for a long time, and so for me, anything that I can just go inward and be more introverted and like disconnect for a bit, not a long time, because I'm not escaping. I just need a time to kind of sometimes reset, but I don't like sitting there going
Yeah.
I like, in a way, like having some action and activity and movement. So even in a way where I'm practicing not thinking while I'm doing it in the mornings.
It's
like,
still a mindfulness practice.
Yeah, I'm practicing like being very
empty-minded.
and aware of what I'm allowing myself to think about or whatever that is. But man, does it help me kind of get going through the day and get things started.
I think
clearly.
that's my mental perspective on golf is. Like, I grew up, I was a video game nerd. We all did the same shit. But I think I'm the kind of person that I feel like I can almost figure out anything. And golf, you can never figure it out.
No,
like,
unlimited.
Yeah, it's unlimited. So like until the day I die, I'll still be learning golf shit. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the psychology too. Is that if you look at like the studies, men's brains are wired to solve problems, and it's an unlimited set of problems.
It is, and the problem's ever changing. That's the target's ever changing because hey, I fixed this problem, now it's shifted over there. And I think that's the almost inspirational part about golf to me is it's something that you're chasing that you know is there, but you know that you can never fully achieve it as well. But also, it's the only sport in the world, in my opinion, that you can fully play until your last breath.
That's right.
I mean, you could go play by yourself. You don't need a team. You can go play inside. You can go play outside. You can play in a wheelchair. You can play golf. There's no excuse for anybody to not be able to play golf. And that, for me, is been the lifetime pursuit. This is something that I can enjoy for my entire life. So why not just figure out how to be the best at it and figure out how to integrate my life, my businesses, my entrepreneurship, all into this golf thing that I still haven't fucking figured out.
That's right.
And that's where I'm at right now. Is like, that's why I enjoy it so much.
Right.
Really, why I enjoy it so much is because it just came full circle. Stephanie and I were talking about last night. I was like, we said we don't want to retire, or she was just like, I don't know if I want to.
What does retiring look like?
Yeah. Well, not just that. It's just like my grandmother, God bless, she's still alive. She's 81 years old. She works 40 hours a week at Sharkheads. But that's why she's going to make it to 90 or 100 is because, and not because she's working a corporate job, but because she's working.
She's got purpose.
She's got purpose.
What's her name?
Edith Waltman.
Miss Edith.
It's Mama Nanny Goat.
Miss
Dude,
Edith.
he's a Sharkhead.
Yeah,
I worked at Shark. Miss Edith. That's crazy. Oh, small
Yeah,
world.
so for me, she's Mama Nanny Goat. They have, when I was growing up, it was Papa Billy Goat, Mama Nanny Goat. So she's still on my phone as that. But yeah,
Tell me something about Miss Edith.
Oh, dude, she's great, bro. She
awesome.
does this thing with the cash register. I think did she used to work at a casino?
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She was a
She'll
cash.
do this flash thing. It was
shows
like,
her
we're a
hands.
souvenir shop. She's like this. I'm like, I love it.
She
She's
does.
awesome.
So she was the cage clerk at the Golden Nugget. So when you cash out your
You
money,
gotta show your
so
hands,
she was- yeah. And so it's just a habit thing. But what we were getting at is we were like, if the people that slow down, in our opinion, are the people that end up not living as long, or the end of their life.
You
is
lose
not
purpose.
You lose purpose. Yeah. And I think that
We got to have something to do. Somebody that depends on
Stephanie
us.
was like, yeah, I don't want to ever retire, but I also want to do something that's more involved with my personal, what I want to do,
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's kind of how I've been blessed enough to do golf. Like I can do this till the day I retire.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
today I die, not till I retire. I can do
Yeah.
it the day I die. And so that's the cool part. And that's what she was saying, like, that's what I want to find is something that I can do into retirement that I enjoy. That's not just therapy. She's an occupational therapist and,
And also, I think the way you retire is you actually, you're basically helping other golf professionals that are just like you, that have had, and you're creating an unconventional path for freedom that most PGA golf pros don't have. And they don't have access to owning their own businesses and still doing what they love. And I think as far as the franchise opportunity and your ability to provide value to that community and to give others support as for a brand that's top notch, content that's top notch, a culture and a system that's in place. And I think, I could see that as clearly as day.
Yeah, it is. You give somebody an avenue to enjoy their pursuit of golf like I do, like genuinely, like, because at the end of the day, there's some people that they love being at a green grass facility and they love working 60 hours a week and they love cleaning shoes and they love it. I'm dead serious. They
love cleaning shoes. Ain't nobody like cleaning shoes.
I'm telling you, man, there's some lifer. But anyways, there's people that love that, but there is a sentiment in the golf community that, assistant golf professionals and golf professionals are overworked and underpaid, and the expectations for those professionals are way higher than their salary level.
Dude, when we were at the PGA golf convention, and I saw they were like minions. So
Like
you have
ducklings.
Gru, and you have and you got these guys, and they're all wearing like little suits and bow ties, and it's like,
Yes.
and then it's like, I'm like, he's molesting these guys. Like, this is a cult. Like,
But there,
I don't know, something don't look right about this.
Yeah. And we don't, that's not the golf business that I want to be
It's just,
in.
it's comical.
That's the perspective, though, that some people have.
At the big
that
golf,
gives
like a
them-
lot of those fancier, because I think most people don't even get to see what some of that is.
Yes.
I'm not even that
No,
familiar
your
with
private
it. I'd love
equity clubs, your big time, like super exclusive, invitational only, and those. They're great at their job. I'm not dogging them out any, but it's just not.
He's got to be politically
Yeah.
correct.
No, they are, but I just don't. That's not the golf career that I wanted.
Sure.
And that's the path. That's the path that you have to take if you want to be the next head pro.
But you got to be a little fake, don't you?
Yeah, Oakmont.
Don't you got to have like kind of a mask?
Yeah, what's a good? It's like being a.
Can you be yourself?
Concierge.
Can you be yourself in that world? Honestly,
I had got to a point at Grand Bear that I was. And,
you.
and that, honestly,
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the.
No. That's why I wasn't in the. Yeah. I guess if I didn't know anything different coming out of high school and I got a job like that, I could understand how somebody could feel like that's the way to go. But
see, I'm
my
on the outside
perspective
looking
is
in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when I walked into that, and you're probably even a little desensitized to it, but there was some of that stuff I was like, even the ones that weren't that bad, I'm like, hold on. Like I could see like this guy's like a gatekeeper, and these guys are probably like more talented, they're better looking, or all this other stuff.
Man,
And it's like they'll never get this guy's job, and so they're going to have to settle for some other thing. It's like it's politics,
jockeying for position.
Yeah.
And it is. And how a lot of clubs work is you have like a head golf professional, and then you have 3 or 4 assistant golf professionals, and they may be labeled as like a 1, 2, 3, 4 assistant. And so like the 4th assistant, he may be the starter. All he does is greet the members on the first hole, whatever. The 3rd assistant has this as a job task. The 2nd assistant has merchandise. The 1st assistant, whatever the pecking order, and clubs operate that you work your way up from there. But the bottom of the pecking order is the bottom.
how you going to climb that ladder, baby? What you gonna do, huh?
And the pay ain't good, and the hours are long. But the ones that stick it out do end up getting better careers. But also, they don't have a perspective of that's their only perspective of golf, and that's not the reality of golf. There's way more. In my view, golf is such a big universe that private, high end, exclusive sector is a segment of it. But that's not the full blown perspective of golf.
And that's a lot of people's perspective because they watch the PGA, and so they get to see.
They see Augusta, they see the guys in the green jackets. And then you get the other end of the spectrum, though, is you get the live golfers that are playing music and all that, and then your traditionalists are mad at that.
Oh, they hate that.
It's like, how do we evolve all
they
this
hate that.
together into one cohesive? It's going to eventually. It just
Look, guys, we're in the middle. We're in the middle, guys. We don't take a stance.
Yeah.
We're good with all of it.
I'm traditional from the aspect like I dress like a golfer, like for the most part. I don't wear
Yeah,
super,
you do.
like, yeah, I mean, I dress my whole golf. But back shit, in high school, it was like Tiger had the middle pleated pants.
Oh, and the baggy.
And the shirt. That
remember
went
Nike
down
used to make the baggy dry fit? It was dry fit.
It looked terrible.
And it was
though.
like 3X. I'm like,
it's supposed to wick it off your body, not be
Right.
not touching your body.
and then now he wears those skin tight.
Super tight.
yeah.
And so, like, one of my lines that I mean, back when I was growing up, golf was not cool. Like, from
It's
that
partially because
perspective.
of that.
Yeah.
They just didn't. Why did they dress so poor? Even Tiger, the coolest guy in the game. When you look at, what was it? And when
I mean, 97 to 2015.
forever.
Yeah.
And they all wore the sleeves. They go, and then they'd always end up pulling
Well, yeah,
up.
that's what he would do. Get up
Yeah.
and hold it like that. But now, dude, there is some badass golf apparel.
They're
I mean,
equipment.
the Johnny O,
It's equipment.
the Johnny O stuff.
Right. And talk about that. You're a Johnny O ambassador.
Yes.
You and Johnny O have a personal relationship. Y'all, it's funny because that's kind of this thing. It's like Allan is like a big shot in all these ways. And I'm telling you, when we're at that thing, it's just like everywhere we're winning, it's just like he's got deeper connections into things and relationships. And this, it's like it's like the Kevin Bacon thing, but in the golf world. But
the Johnny O people, the Johnny O people are just my people, man. I don't really know how to explain it. You know, when you meet people and you get around a group of people, honestly, they could sit in this room right now and it would all be like our boys.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah, and so my rep at Grand Bear, Jeff Marisi, he's the Johnny O rep, and he asked me and Matt Ferrer, the vice president of sales, to be one of their brand ambassadors. It's green grass ambassador. And so essentially, you know, we carry Johnny O in our shop. I carry Johnny O here at NeoGolf. And we are ambassadors for the brand. Like, we talk about Johnny O, we wear Johnny O, we play in our golf tournaments with Johnny O in our bag. And it's a brand ambassador. And there's a lot of brand ambassadors out there. You know, I've seen some of these other things. This is different. This is like a personal relationship with a group of people that, and they have figured out how to. So I went, my first trip that I went to with the ambassadors.
When was that, last year?
Last year in October. There
You
was
got
probably
one coming up?
I got one coming up in January, but there was 15 people there, probably ambassadors like me, and we were all the same. Like, they know how to pick people that are like-minded and fit the culture, and I respect that. And like, those people.
So you were paired with Johnny.
Yeah, John. So I got to play with John last year in the Dos Amigos Pro-Am at Greyhawk in Scottsdale, Arizona. And so we were partnered together for 2 days. He's awesome. I mean, he's a great golfer. He played. He's played in the U.S. Senior Open. He qualified for U.S. Senior Open.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was really cool.
So
Honestly,
what's
I
his
think he
handicap?
carried me that week. He's a scratch golfer.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, he's a scratch golfer. Yeah. But he is a super nice guy. We got to talk a lot about, you know, golf and just stuff in general, more life stuff. Like, but
He probably enjoyed that more than anything because he's got a man, because he's got a big team. It's like a lot of things going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have 15 retail stores. So it's a Johnny O branded retail stores that only sell Johnny O clothing. And then I think that, you know, just their wholesale operation with green grass, and then they also have men's clothing. So in Randy Price clothing and places like that, they sell as well. But just the group of people are awesome people. They're very conscious of their culture and community and just developing the people that are around them. And they're some of my favorite people in the golf industry, and you got to meet some of them at the PGA show as well. But I look forward to playing with John in January again down in Scottsdale.
And talk about your relationship with, not to pivot a little bit, with Southern Miss.
Southern Miss, yeah. So we have a Southern Miss. I'm a Southern Miss alumni. We're Southern Miss alumni. We have the Top Collective partnership. So Randy Price, Lady May, and NeoGolf are doing an event on December the 11th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Randy Price & Co. in Ocean Springs.
Which is attached to our NeoGolf.
Yeah, our facility is attached with Randy Price. And so we partnered together. And so the Top Collective, they partnered with Southern Miss athletes and businesses to, you know, have marketing events and have social events for new businesses and things like that. And so we have the baseball team that will be attending this event. And so we have 3 or 4 of the top guys on the baseball team that are going to come hang out.
You watch baseball?
What's that?
Do you watch baseball?
I do watch a little bit of it. I watch Southern Miss baseball but I don't really watch any other baseball.
Yeah,
like I'll keep up with Southern Miss baseball, keep up with the record. But
those
I'm
kids
not
you had in
anything.
there look like some studs.
They were some studs. Yeah. They so two of the guys were seniors. I want to say 50 or seniors, and then the other guy was one of the newer players, freshman, sophomore. But they could play golf. I gave them a couple of swing tips and stuff like that. But it's going to be exciting. Come out on December 11th. Check out the team. Randy Price and Co. They're going to be doing some cool stuff. They're going to have food, going to have some beverages. We're going to have a hole-in-one challenge, $10,000 hole-in-one challenge going that night. And then half the proceeds are proceeds going to the Southern Miss to the top collection.
How much?
$10,000. So how
Hold on, say that again.
$10K. Okay. Yeah. So come by, sign up.
December 11th.
Hit a shot. Yeah. December
Okay.
11th will be. So you got, how long is that? You only got like 6 days to practice about you.
Yeah, dude. Hey.
Shoot.
But yeah, Southern Miss is awesome.
Beginner's luck, you know.
Yeah.
Show up, hit a hole in
Hit a
one,
hole in
first
one.
swing.
Southern Miss, I'll always be, I'm Southern Miss alumni, but they, Hattiesburg, I lived in Hattiesburg for 10 years. I know a lot of those guys that were on the team, play for the team. And so, again, it just comes
It's
back to
just
our
support.
community. Yeah, you're supporting the
Plugging
community.
back in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the people
Correct.
that got us here.
Yeah.
And then also, what do you have going on this evening?
We have our ribbon cutting in Ocean Springs. So site number 2, it's been open for since Cruising the Coast weekend, so like the second week in October. But we're finally doing our ribbon cutting today at 4:30. So come out. We'll have some food and stuff available for people that stop by. And then we're doing a hole-in-one for a year membership. So, and there's no charge to get in that. Just stop by, try to hit a hole-in-one.
Full membership?
Full membership
Wow.
in Ocean Springs. So unlimited 24/7 access.
What?
And we'll just drop that on your email whenever you make the hole-in-one.
That's what, like $3 something a month?
Yeah, it's about a $5,000 membership for the year. Yeah, it's close to $5,000 for the
Dude,
year.
that's
So.
dope. Freaking, hey. Well, obviously, people aren't going to get to. Sorry, it's too late. And by the time you watch it, he posted on Friday. So,
Yeah.
sorry for you.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, that's
we're gonna do we're gonna have some Christmas stuff going on too coming
Right.
up
Through the
And
holidays.
The Crave Food Hall is really cool. I think that the Mississippi Gulf Coast doesn't, not just Crave Food Hall, the OS 1515 development is just, it's so new that people don't know about it yet.
It's top
And
notch.
it is top of the line. It's got 8 restaurant food hall, condominiums that are in a rental program. It's got 20 hotel rooms. You have a Desi Vegas steakhouse on the bottom floor of the hotel. There's an art gallery. There is the shops, which we are in on the bottom floor. You have NeoGolf, Randy Price & Co., Coral Boutique, and White Pelican. Second floor, you have Ethos Elemental Spa and Reform Pilates as well. And then on the third floor of our facility are more condominiums as well. But I mean, it's a multi-purpose facility. It's got a courtyard with
Tons of parking.
tons of parking. It's got a AstroTurf courtyard. I think there's 167 parking spaces. It's public parking as well. The first floor is for the hotel and they have signs, but once you go up from the first floor, it's completely free parking. And so somebody said this the other day and I thought it was a cool perspective. It's like, if you come to Ocean Springs, go to OS 1515 development and park at the parking garage and then walk.
Yeah,
And go
you're-
do all
you're
your
right
stuff
there.
at Ocean Springs, and then when you walk back, you hop in your car and you leave. There's not much parking down in the main part of Ocean Springs.
It's the
And
best
so-
place to park.
Yeah, you can. There's bathrooms, there's food, there's complimentary water inside. You can play golf, all of that stuff, and then you walk down and go. You're in 5 minutes. You're at the garage. You're at Lady May, the office, all of those, and then you can
Or
just walk
if
back.
you want to just, or if somebody does schedule to golf, you have access to all those restaurants and bars, and the fact that you can sit in there and you can enjoy all that stuff, that's pretty cool.
That's the other thing about Ocean Springs that people need to, be aware of is we have rental clubs available. So I think some people are like, well, I'm going to eat dinner, but I'm not bringing my golf clubs to go play golf after dinner. We have tailor-made rental sets, right-handed,
they're nice.
left-handed, available for use. We have golf balls.
That's
we have
probably
everything.
what I would recommend. The one, like the rental set we have, that's probably would be like a
Good starting point, yeah.
because they're forgiving, but they're good clubs. They're good. Like they're good for that one size fits all.
Correct.
You know?
It's good for beginners, and it's good for people that are just like, hey, I want to go play golf. I'm not bringing my clubs. So, but the Ocean Springs is a cool opportunity. We're about halfway through our membership right now of how many members we're going to take. So it's starting to pick up. It's filling up fast. Yeah. I mean, it seemed like it was filling up slow, but now it's like wham.
Well, the problem is that there is pressure because when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
And we're not doing more than what?
We're doing 25
legacy
membership, in Ocean Springs. Now we are selling a few Ocean Springs Light memberships as well,
but it's not the same.
But it's not the same. And so once we get to that number, we'll have a waiting list. But I was, a few weeks ago, I was like, man, but now it's starting to ramp up.
Right.
The weather's changing.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you sell a boat during the summer versus the winter.
Way easier.
It's a little different market.
It is. It is. But I think that once the Ocean Springs, just that area, the word gets out on it, we're probably going to wish we had 4 simulators there, not 2.
Well, that's the whole point. Is hopefully that. Well, it looks like that's the direction it's going, where there will be pressure to expand this thing because. It's a great concept, and it's just cool to kind of be able to sit here at this point where, we're out of that initial launch window, but also we kind of went right back into it with Ocean Springs. But it's almost like you step back and look at it. It's really just a process, and the more we can enjoy the journey, and also gather. It's so fun now because we're getting to identify with it by other people's stories and perspectives. Which is really cool.
I do like that. Yeah. It gets it. Yeah. You get to see it from other people's eyes. And that's
instead of me telling you what it is, you're telling me what it is. It's like, oh, this is easier
than what I thought I was going to be.
Yeah. I like listening.
Yeah. You're right, man. You'll get listening is sometimes way more advantageous than talking. For sure. But I think we are all open-minded to learning and knowing that NeoGolf is a fluid thing, and that we're in a good spot for where it's going, but we're not where we want to be either yet. Sure. And so we always aspire to be better, but we are comfortable with what we've done so far. But unfortunately, there's just something in my head that's never going to let me settle. Sure. You know what I mean? And we could have 50 of these across the country, and there's still going to be something in me that. Because this is what I'm passionate about now. That's what I want to do for our small.
This may be the last question. Yeah. I'm not sure. What kind of opportunities exist for people that might want to be involved with NeoGolf in some way?
Yeah, we right now in Ocean Springs, we're looking for a little bit of weekend help. Our facility is 24/7. It's automated. So we don't require employees all day, every day. Ocean Springs is a little different. Our high period times, high foot traffic times on the weekends, festivals, things like that. We want to have an employee there to be able to just answer questions for people that don't know what it's about. So we're looking for a little bit of help on Sundays right now. And then even maybe Friday afternoons, Friday or Saturday afternoons. But
how about a person in sales?
Sales as well. We have commission-based opportunities as well. Where we're trying to trend to go right now is that we'll have the opportunity to feed people leads that they can then turn into sales based on a commission.
That's right.
So if there's anybody out there that has interest,
that's interested in working for commission-based sales, which there's a big. There's a lot of those out there, and there's people getting really good at it.
Yes,
especially cold callers, and now you see all the software and the stuff coming out in marketing where it's really just information, and it's all coming back to a one-on-one connection with a person, and actually having to call a person and then have the capacity to really make some kind of connection with them and not be a robot or AI.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. We use AI, but our end game is
it's relationships, one-on-one.
We're not trying. The AI is just making us your favorite word. Completing things more expeditiously.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of we're looking for somebody that. That person that works at the facility too, the job, it's not just to sit in and it's not just a bay attendant job. It is
it's customer relations.
It's customer relations because once the bays are occupied, you would be stepping out and trying to gain other business and more relationships.
Talk to
and things
people
like that.
and share what's going on.
We want people that are, that want to be engaging and want to be part of how we view interacting with other people. I think one of my best traits is that I'm a great networker, and I think that that's what we want as well, working for us, is people that can network and that can develop relationships. And those relationships at that point may mean zero, but 5 months down the road, that relationship could mean a lot. And so just focusing on finding people that are able to capture that mentality too.
Well, to build relationships, it's one of those things where it's like, well, why? It's like, because I already got a lot of relationships, I got a lot of things going on. But the point is that what we're looking for, I think, is an environment to where we get the opportunities to answer questions directly, and to be a part of the process of engaging people with this. And I think that's what the general message I'm getting from you, really. And that's kind of a part of where I said, like, I'll give you all the space you need to really lead this thing forward, because I just believe in your vision, and I think that it's.
That's a part of what's helped us get to where we're at, is because you believed in what we and we both did. And it's not just you believe,
and we
in
sharpen each other,
and we do. Yeah, we're not afraid to look. Don't get it twisted and let people think that it's all good. We understand that too, and we have that perspective, so we're able to navigate those situations way easier than people that don't have that perspective.
I think it's because we respect each other so much.
Yes.
So even if that gets breached at the end of the day, it's actually what also brings us back.
Yeah, because we know at the end of the day what we both stand for, that's the difference. The bigger why. And honestly, I've wanted to start businesses, but I don't want to get into business with somebody that I don't have that kind of relationship with. And a business like we have, like I want.
You can't tell somebody the truth, or at least your truth.
Yes.
Because
it may not be right, but that's okay. Talk about it.
That's right, because obviously that's normally all issues. It's like differing perspectives. But I think that's the whole point. Is like, it's not ever going to be that way. But if you can have people around you that at least will voice their truth, and then even if at some point it's like, can it still, even if they overdo it, apologize where they messed up, and then take ownership, and vice versa. You know, and that's really like
our personal growth is that's more of like our relationships with everybody, is like we grow personally, not just in business sense from those things. But there's a lot of businesses that fail because people don't have those perspectives, and
just like a lot of divorce.
What do you mean you did? You did what? Like, no, it's like, no, like we know each other's intentions to the nth degree, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. We're gonna do stupid shit. I do stupid shit. You're gonna do stupid shit. Like, this is what it is. But
and also life in general. We have like our kids, family, man. It's like you're talking about Stephanie, talking about retirement. And I'm sitting there like, I bet, because this is a busy dude right here, man. Talking about like, he's always on it, and you're always kind of grinding.
That just goes back to my life perspective, bro. You know that I've had my life almost taken away from me. And so there's no turn off. The only thing that I have valuable to me is time. And not outside of my family and stuff, but like a asset to me is time. That's it. Right. There's no money like that. Like, so how I only have so much time in each day on this earth, and so like, unfortunately my brain works, and how much shit can I fit in that time?
That's right.
And unfortunately that bogs me down sometimes, and I get overwhelmed, but that's just how I operate, because when you don't know if tomorrow is going to be here, that's how you operate. And for some reason my brain has gone into that perspective because my lived experiences, and I do think that sometimes I hate it, because I'm like, man, people probably think I'm so fucking busy, and I am, but it's not an intentional thing to get away from other things. It's genuinely what I'm trying to accomplish, via my family, via NeoGolf, via my own personal golf game, via whatever it is that I'm trying to do. And so I fill in a lot of space, and I'm busy, but I also have lived experiences to where I know when I'm not busy, I can be a complete shitbag too.
And you still look like you're 16. Like, what the hell? You're 40 years old, Allan. Like, what the heck?
But again, it's more about you know, it's just more about having the right perspective on life and waking up doing the right things and
Stephanie, I think, helps you so much, balance you out.
Yeah. Like she's the reason that I'm sitting here right now alive.
Yeah.
For one, and then for two, the perspectives. Actually, some of my perspectives are probably better than Stephanie's, but her work ethic and her intuition and like awareness, situational awareness, it trumps mine.
Yeah.
You know, it's a scratch golfer, and I'm
Right.
But we have a great team aspect in our personal relationship to be able to mold those things together. But I'm busy because I choose to be busy, because I want to live my life and not look back at the end and be like, fuck, I could have did this, this, and this. And there's probably more that I could do. But at this point, that's just how I choose to live. I think about that a lot, but I think it's just from my lived experiences. Sure. You know, I mean, we could have 3 other podcasts on Allan's discretion.
I know. Well,
and
not
good
even
and bad and shit that's happened that I didn't have any control over.
Stuff you've lived through is incredible.
Perspectives. Some were self-inflicted, some were not self-inflicted, but that's why I stay busy. I guess that's why I'm so busy, and that's why I do what I do, is because I'll get in the rut. I sit around and not do anything, and I'll be thinking
idle hands,
about some
man.
Crazy stuff. You know,
idle hands are the devil's playground. That's stands truth for everyone. But I think that's wisdom speaking, and also like when it comes to discipline, that's where I've learned discipline is because I've let idle hands become the devil's playgrounds in times in my life, and I didn't have enough responsibilities or things that depended on me in a way where I constantly found myself.
You could never have that perspective if you didn't let that happen.
Right.
If it didn't happen. You can tell somebody that. I can tell my kids that till I'm blue in the face. But I do also know that you have to have that lived experience to have that perspective.
But also, even before I had kids and family, I just found an obsession with things, with ceramics, with things totally outside of the box of what I was familiar with from football and living that life. And so it was this constant thing of even fishing, you know, like I kind of figured it out before most people did. Like I would literally go wade fishing at night whenever my friends were out at the bar and doing stuff like that. Like I had a little edge on curve there because the other friends of mine like that were not screwing around and that were actually doing things in life had a family already. Like my friend Sean, right? But he was way ahead. But also it was like, you know, I'm not sitting at home with him and his kids either. You know,
I'm actually fishing.
That's right. Like I'm gonna do something. But so like I think like it's so important. I always just think of like hobbies, but not only that, but communities within hobbies. Because I had a little wade fishing community. I always had a buddy that would go with me, Shane Wynn or like Matt Carr. Or, you know, there's always people you know you can connect with on different things, and that's my hope for this whole thing, and I think it's yours as well. It's just to really see it as a means for people to have something to connect to in community. And like you said, it may not be for everybody, but definitely I would say it's for more people than I think than most people realize.
Most people realize. I agree. And we have back, you know, just touching on like our support and our families, like we have. I mean, my dad, my wife, my kids, your kids we've all had a part of building NeoGolf, and that's part of what you were saying. We want all of our community and our families to be intertwined and working together and like really just being a full blown partnership, personally, professionally, across the board. So it's been fun, man. I can't wait.
And what's cool too is we'll look back on this podcast and stuff like this one day, and it'll just. Think about how cool it would be to just feel like, oh man, you would click back into that moment, that phase, that point.
It's like, oh man, I wish I could go back.
Right.
To that.
Because I just know that with you behind it and with this vision and with what I see happening, like this thing's just going to keep growing. And it's exciting to be a part of, man.
No,
Glad we got to catch up, dude.
Me too. That was awesome. Thanks, Batchy.
Thanks, Allan. Pleasure having you on.
Thank you, man. Anytime.
You want to sign us out, Rob?
Yeah, and that's the NeoVerse Performance Podcast brought to you by Neo Life, Neo Fit, and NeoGolf. Get your short game up.
NeoGolf.
And we will catch you next time.